Hey everyone, NicMakesPlays here. Today I'm going to revisit my Zoe Vi deck that I made in the past. I used to use a lot of Zoe Victor as well. This deck's really strong in this format, and it has tons of win cons. It's pretty quirky, so it keeps your opponent guessing. This deck's actually hit rank 1 North America this season. It wasn't me doing it with this deck, but somebody else did it with Zoe Vi. I've been a big fan of Zoe Vi for a while, and I think that this deck's really strong in this format, and let's get into it. Alright, so this deck gives your opponent a huge mixture of stuff to deal with. They have to deal with Zoe's threatening level up, all the invokes, removal spells, Hush, they do the Vi with the really good stats this season with the 4 tough. Easily can deal with a lot of threats with a 10 attack, or whatever she has when she's getting stronger. You have STARSHAPING, gives you the elusive win cons. Submersible, when I'm summoned, draw 1. Then if you played at least 10 other cards with different names, grab me +4/+0. That's a huge win con. It gives you A, refuel, but B, it's 5/5 elusive. And if you play multiple, that's 10 elusive power coming in. This deck runs a lot of 2-ups because you want to have easy ways to get Zoe's level up. You see 10 different cards with different names. And then you see Submersible. Again, the 10 other cards with different names. It's very easy in this deck because most cards generate other cards. Poro Cannon gives you the Poro. Space Sketcher gives you the Invoke. Zoe gives you Super Cool into the Invoke. This gives you Ignition. Gives you a Gem. Fangs gives you the Invoke. STARSHAPING gives you different stuff. So I have a decent amount of 2-ups in this deck to help it make it a bit easier, but it's also very easy already because of the different cards giving you the different cards. So let's get into the deck. First, start off 2 Poro Cannon. This card's pretty unique in this deck. Poros are pretty good just for blocking right now. You can block Zoe with them. You can block Green Glade Duo. Poro Cannon's nice because it gives you cheap ways to make value out of the Ignition and gems you get from Mountain Goat and Ballistic Bot. You can just discard them for 0 and get 2 1/1s. It's easy, 2 different names for the Submersible and the Zoe. And if Zoe's leveled, you can just play out the 1/1 Poro, give your whole field elusive because Zoe's level up. When you play a keyword unit, give your whole field keywords. So very versatile card in this deck. I like it a lot. 2 Thermal Beam. This is just one of the many removal spells in this deck. The reason this one's really important is that it hits big things later in the game. This deck doesn't have like huge removals like obviously Mystic Shot and Get Excited, only deal 2 and 3, but this can deal with bigger threats that have 4+ health. So pretty versatile card overall. I think it's pretty important in this deck to run as a 2. 3 Spacey Sketcher. So play, discard a card to invoke a celestial card that costs 3 or less. Very good. So it's a name, Spacey Sketcher. Discard a card. You can easily generate value by discarding again the gems or the Ignition up Ballistic Bot, and then it gives you another name for Submersible and Zoe. As well as having access to the super strong Celestial Pool. So yeah, fits perfectly in this deck. Next is Zoe, one of the stars of the show. She's one of the champs of this deck. 1/1 elusive, Nexus Strike, create a super cool star chart in hand. If you already have one, reduce cost by 1. So she levels when you see you play 10 cards. So what you want to do is play Zoe on 1 and start threatening her level up. Here's why she's good in many different ways. 1, if you get 1 attack in, you're already getting the super cool star chart. So she's already got value. She gave you a free card. If that happens, you're good. Like Zoe did great. But she continues to threaten her level up, right? If you end up getting Moonglow, which gives her health and spell shield, you can easily level her up. If you don't get Moonglow and end up killing her, they usually have to get down in value to kill her. For example, they use Culling Strike, costs 3 to kill 1-mana Zoe. They use Mystic Shot that costs 2 to kill 1-mana Zoe. And you already got a super cool star chart. So usually no matter what, she gets value, but it is a win con to get her level up. Level up, she gets your Nexus, which means like the rest of the game you get stability, even if she dies. When you summon an ally, grant its keywords to all allies. You give your whole field Lifesteal with the Fangs, you give your whole field Challenger Tough with Vi, give your whole field Elusive with the Poro Cannons or the Celestial, so very good. Next is Ballistic Bot. This is card you really want your mulligan. I guess I should state now, in the mulligan, you always want to get Zoe, Ballistic Bot, and Mountain Goat. These are the 3 I look for in the mulligan. And Vi. Because the earlier you get Vi, the earlier she starts getting stronger, but we'll get into that later. Ballistic Bot, 2-mana 1/3 augment, round start, create Ignition in hand. So each turn he gets Ignition. It's a different name you can use once for the Submersible and the Zoe. But it also chips away damage. It can be discarded for Sketcher, Sump Dreader, Get Excited. Just makes the whole deck function. And a cute little thing you can do is if you have a little Zoe and you play bot, you can give your whole field Augment. So whenever you do a created card, your whole field gets stronger. So this card pretty much is the centerpiece of the deck. You see this on 2, you're usually outvaluing your opponent, and you're good to go. And it easily, with all the created cards, like the Ignition, can get 3 attack and become like a 3/3 2-mana that gives you cards. It's so good. So very good card. So Mountain Goat. The reason I say mulligan for this is you want these early game value generators. So this is one of your main 2-drops as well. Strike, create a gem in hand, it's a 3/2. They don't have answer for it. Immediately you get a free attack in, and you end up getting a 2nd gem when it strikes again. But even if you get the 1 gem, it is a unique name for Zoe. It's Percival. You can discard it again for Sump Dredger, Get Excited, Spacey Sketcher. and just kind of gives you that value generation right away. Very good. 3 Mystic Shot needs no explanation really, just a generically good spell. You can use it for removal, you can use it to stop things like glimpse or single combat, you can use it to go for game, as a burn spell at the end if that's your win con, because the ignitions do add up, especially if you poke into some elusives. So this deck has multiple win cons. It has, again, Starshaping, Leveled Zoe, Vi, elusives, you can outvalue, you can burn them at the end to get excited to Mystic Shots, so just one of many things that keeps your opponent guessing when you play this deck. It's very good. Next we have Pale Cascade, another card that probably needs no introduction, but I will go over it real quick. Give an ally +1/+1 this round, Nightfall, so if it's the second card played this turn, or just as long as it's not the first, draw 1. Cheap combat trick, just give +1/+1, can make your units live through opposing Mystic Shots, get excited, some combat trades, but you also draw a card. And, of course, every card's unique name, so this card usually gets value of saving a unit or winning a combat trade plus the draw, so you usually get a 2-for-1 with it. Very good. Next we have Get Excited, solid 2-up. To play, discard 1, deal 3 to anything, you discard the gems. Usually discard the Ignition off Ballistic Bot and just becomes a 3-mana deal 3, which is really strong to finish the game, to go for lethal with the burn on the Nexus, or to use on opposing enemy cards or champions. So very versatile card, very good. Next is 2 Hush. If we're in Targon, it's nice to have access to Hush. Silence you this round, this card is incredibly versatile. One of those play cards in all of Runeterra. It's good against things like Gnosis, because you're able to silence the Gnosis if it's a 10-10 or whatever. It becomes a 2-2, so it helps the matchup greatly, but usually you just want to save this toward near the end, where they play their win cons. Like, let's say they play their big elusive off Starshaping or whatever, you just Hush it. You know, they go for like a Draven OTK with like Flurry of the Fist or something, you just Hush it. So, very, very good. Very versatile card. Has the ability to kill, like, at early game at 3 mana for this is like, okay, but late game you can kill, like, say they attack with a Vi, right? You're killing a 5-cost card or higher if they have a, you know, even stronger card with a 3-cost card if they attack with it, and then you just Hush it and win the combat trade again, like Gnosis is 6. Alright, 2 Stump Dredger. Play, discard a card to draw 1. Pretty good. 4/3 stats for 3 is good. And then you get the draw card. You get to turn your ignitions, you know, every turn, which is normally just be a ping for 1 damage, into a fresh new card, a draw, generating turning a generated card into a real card, which is very good. And of course, more names for Percival and for Zoe. All right, next is the Fangs. This card is so good in this deck. So 4 mana, 3/2 lifesteal. Play invoke celestial card that costs 3 less. That does a lot. So one thing I said earlier is that if you have Zoe's level up, you can give your whole field lifesteal. That's extremely hard to deal with for most matchups. Like, I know some won't care, like Watcher, like Lysandra Trundle. And against aggro, Loving Zoe kind of comes in too late. But against like a generic deck like Thresh Gnosis or Shyvana Aesol, sometimes just having your entire field being able to heal back, it makes them so they can't actually kill you, and you can just do whatever you want. Like, a lot of times if you do this, you can just like, oh, they attack with strong units. You can only block like 1 or so because you have the lifesteal and you don't care about dying. And you get to really manipulate how the game goes from there because you're able to just recover life and you're not forced into blocks because you might die. So very good. It's a name, the Fangs, that gives you another name, gives you the Celestial. Giving you access to Celestial Pool is just very strong. Overall, amazing card for the deck. So yeah, fits in perfectly. Next, we get into some big win cons. Starshaping. Invoke a Celestial card that costs 7 or more, then heal an ally or Nexus 5. Okay, so we have the Fangs. We have Starshaping, so we have tons of healing. We're able to deal with aggro, especially if they have good early game openers. We're not really threatened the late game too much, where we're forced to like be aggressive to try and kill them before they kill us because we have tons of healing. This card is actually really good to heal Vi. Vi, a lot of times, when she has 10 attack, is a huge threat, and they have to deal with her, and they go for like a Thermo Beam or something when she's damaged, or even if they Ravenous Flocker or Scorched right there. When she's damaged, you can heal her so she's no longer damaged, or she lives through the removal spell, and then they just have no answers to Vi. Like, basically, they have like one answer to Vi because she is tough and she's hard to deal with, and you just heal her, and then she's safe. But just like Nexus, this gives you a win con. It gives you the Great Beyond you can kill them with, the Immortal Phoenix, the Destroyer, Living Legend. So this gives you tons of access to healing, different names, win cons, protects Vi. Very good card. Definitely a 3F. Next, I love this card. It's like Submersible. This is part of what makes this deck how strong it is. When I'm summon draw 1, I've read it like 3 times, but real quick. When I'm summon draw 1, then if you play at least 10 different names, grant me other different names, grant me +4/+0. So this card is very easy to do in this deck, like extremely easy, because again, every card generates different cards. Like, even if you have a hand of like 4 to 5 cards that are the same names. They usually just generate different named cards, and by the time it's turn 5 or 6, you always have this. Usually don't play it too much on turn 5, but this is your late game elusive. Pushing it for 5 is a lot of elusive damage. With 5 health, that's really tough to beat. It's a lot of health. So this card not only gives your opponent things they have to deal with, that you can kill them over multiple turns, because you can attack for 5. Next time they try and do stuff to you, you live because you have removal spells, and you attack for 5 again. You're chipping away the whole game with ignitions. You can attack with this. You can even, so you attack with this, and you finish off with Get Excited and Mystic Shots. You can play multiples, doing 10 damage each turn. It refuels you, it draws you into cards, so it's just perfect card for the late game, being a win con / refuel. So very good. And then last but not least, Vi. I think Vi is one of the most underrated champions in Runeterra this meta. There are times where she's average. I think usually at least she's average because she's just pretty well rounded no matter what. But I think she's just really strong right now. So when I'm a player in hand, grant me +1/+0. And when you play in the card, max 8, so she goes to 10 attack. And then when she's leveled, they all become 10/5s, even the ones you draw later because they're leveled. If you draw them unleveled, they're just 2 4s, but if you draw them leveled, they're 10/5s. When I strike a unit while attacking, deal 5 to Nexus. So she's also a win con herself, but mainly you have to. Okay, she's so good for so many reasons. So you play on turn 5, right? If they have Aurelia Azir, you just kill the Azir, and the Azir's just dead. And if they homecoming, it's whatever. But you get to kill big threats. There's plenty of times where I'm playing Shyvana Aesol against this deck, and they'll just sit there with Vi, and I'm like, man, if I play Aesol my 10-minute card, they'll just kill with Vi. It's so tough to deal with. You can give her Moonglow, so she has Spell Shield. You can heal her with the Starshaping. You can kill threats with Get Excited, Misty Shot that try and threaten her, whatever that may be. If they do a creature trajectory has a hitter, you do Mystic Shot plus Get Excited. But yeah, she's a win con. The tough is really hard for Azir to deal with because you get free blocks the whole time. She's very easy to get 10 attack because you're playing so many different named cards the whole time. So she's just a very reliable win con that is in the mid game just gonna usually always 2 for 1 or just be unkillable, and then the end of the game you just win with her. Her chance spell, although expensive, it actually isn't that bad because you have tons of elusives. Give an ally +2/+0 this round, and you can create a fleeting one. So you can keep doing as much mana you have, and put something like Submersible and go for game. So yeah, Vi is really strong and really underrated this format. I think she's amazing. But yeah, let's get into some games. Alright, we're playing against Aurelia Azir, the current best deck in the game. Let's see what we can do. Blissybot's amazing. Just start generating the value. Sketcher's good. I have a blocker against this deck, but I think I'd rather try and get Zoe or something. Yeah. This hand's great. So we have Zoe, we have Bot, we have Goat, and we even have some gender to discard the ignitions or the gems to generate value. This is a good blocker here. Also a card we can discard things to generate value. This can block the Green Glade duos they have and Dancing Droplet. So I think I'm going to leave Zoe here. I don't really want to trade. I'd rather play a Poro Cannon and then force him to trade if he wants to attack with those. Sparring Student. Already kind of shook right now. I'm definitely down to trade for that. If he plays Doomkeeper, which he probably will, I need to kill the Sparring Student. This card's pretty insane. So let's just play this here. So if he plays a Doomkeeper, he's forced to trade for attack with the Sparring Student. Okay, there's the Doomkeeper. That's fine. So this is a visual bug. It's actually a 3/3. So yeah, I don't know if he wants to trade with that. He doesn't. Alright. So here, we'll just get the gem then. Save some health to get the gem. We'll take this. I definitely want to keep Zoe. It's probably our win con, I think, is leveling Zoe. We have a lot of ways to hold on the early game. So I feel all I have to do is just level Zoe. I think it's Shapestone. If thinking this long, it must be Shapestone for 1 mana. Does he want to trade with these or not? Let's see if he decides to or not. Decides not to. Okay. This is a free card to discard, so we get the Poro Cannon here. It's pretty good. We don't want to use the gem because we don't really have mana for that to spare. Right now, we need all of our mana to put into blockers. Especially before he plays Azir or anything. It's a decent draw, I guess. I suppose if we're going to play bot this turn no matter what, we might as well play it first. Because then if we play the Poro Cannon and play the Poro, it's created cards. So we'll get the augment +1/+0. I don't think I'm attacking this turn. I might attack with just the Poro. We'll see. So far, 2 out of 10. This will be our while we're just trying to defend in the mid game, we'll be working on our win con the whole time. Is the plan. Okay, that's fine. Pretty good. We can't attack with the Poro, or we still attack with the Poro if we want, but We're gonna leave for here back, and we're gonna play the second port next turn to block the other one. Another sparring student. I think this is a good attack here. Just this. Play it safe. I'm down for this trade no matter what. It's gonna happen. Like, even if he doesn't block, I'm just gonna block him next turn. So he kind of has to take it. This forces out the droplet, making it so Zoe could potentially get in later for free. Still at 70 health, which is fine. We have a stun through Zoe's Sleepy Trouble Bubble. It's a good draw. So we start getting stronger. We kill Azir later. Oh god, this is gonna be a tough game. We definitely need to trade with one of the sparring students. So let's just go ahead and discard this now. It's good. 6 out of 10 here. 5 out of 10 here. Okay, so this one actually is a 2-2. It's gonna be a 3-3 though. Yeah, this is fine. I'm down for this. If he ends up killing this, it's no big deal to me. He could be sneaky, use his Years of Rise to make these both 4/4s, but I doubt he would do that. It wouldn't even really get that much value for him. Doing pretty good here. We could play this now just for the different name, I think. I'm down for that. I actually should have used it on Vi. That was really dumb with me. He's likely to level this when I play Vi anyway, though.
Can you improve perfection?
Yeah.
Here comes the punchline.
Yeah. I should have probably saved the gem to see what he does first. I wanted to hook away the droplet and attack with Zoe. But killing this would have been GG. Oh, we went anyway. We did win anyway. Yeah, we just can't deal with all the different stuff coming at him, so GG's. GG's. Alright, I'm playing against Tom Soraka. This should be a tough matchup. I don't really know how this matchup goes. I don't think I've ever played it before. But with this hand, you know, keep Ballistic Bot in the early game to start generating the value off the ignitions. And you definitely want to keep Vi, because earlier you have Vi. When you play her hand, she gets stronger each time you play a card, including the Ballistic Bot. You really just want like this, Zoe, and Vi is good. So we're going to mull for that. I'm not sure how we're going to answer Starspring or Tom, but we could do Hush, or we could try to approach when we get there. Some pretty generic removal spells right now. Should be fine. This is good to discard the Ignition. We get off Ballistic Bot for value. Alright, so we'll play Ballistic Bot here. We're going to hope he doesn't have Octopus, because that'd be an annoying trade. It would go even, like we would just trade card for card, but it'd be much better if he doesn't have it. So he doesn't have it. I think here, we take our damage we can get it, because he's going to play Soraka this turn, most likely to block. And then I'll wall most of our units. Okay, so we should just pass here. He's losing so much mana, we should just pass here. It's pretty good for us. I'm not sure what he was scouting out. So he has Tom. Kind of scary. We'll play Sketcher here, discard a card, see if we can get... I think that drawing a card is pretty versatile here. We just want to have answers for Tom. Because he's probably going to Astral Protection it to heal it. Okay. Draw a card, see what we get. Oro Cannon. I think it's probably fine to play another Sketcher here. We could wait a turn to play the bot, but I think we're going to play Vi to try and kill that. So let's just play this now. Sketcher. I think Sketcher could be good. I'm going to play it now so he gets less actions. We'll buff the Vi and it can swing for huge damage. With the wide board, we just hook away the blockers. That's a really good card to draw. It's always amazing. But we need to deal with the Tom first. Once we deal with the Tom, we're good to go. I'm hoping that a Vi backed up with Hush should be enough. He might Hush my Vi and then eat it, which is kind of scary. But we'll see what happens. If he doesn't have Hush, we should just be good to kill it. Even with Astral Protection, we have the 4 health with Tough is really hard to deal with, so he should be able to deal with Vi very easily. Okay, I figured. Eats it here. Okay. Yeah. Not much we can do there, that's fine. We're gonna hook this, attack with everything. Then I'm gonna hopefully see him commit more mana. If he plays Soraka, we're safe to just Mystic Shot this, right? But if he keeps up the mana here, he can Guiding Touch. Keep it alive. Alright, we can still play the Ignition here. It's pretty safe. Go for some damage, get stronger. He's gonna have to eat next turn. Maybe even do this now to try and beat Astral Protection, because it costs 4. I maybe could have even used Get Excited to beat Pale Cascade. I guess we'll wait now, because he has tons of answers and he passed. If I really wanted to play around Astral Protection, I should have used Ignition. Okay, interesting. So here, we're probably good to just play Zoe. I don't mind him eating her, because he'll be committing 2 mana, and then we'll have tons of mana to just kill the Tom and get both back. Alright. I guess we'll just Mystic Shot here and force out an answer. If he plays like Pale or whatever, then we can just Thermo Beam and kill it. Sunblast Figure, okay, that's fine. Alright. So here, I'm gonna go to 1 health. Would I rather Thermo Beam this, or would I rather Get Excited? I guess we'll just Get Excited. Get Excited's fine here. So as you can see, we use the Get Excited discarding the Ignition. We get the free discards here. Very nice. Her progress does start over, which is kind of annoying, but it doesn't really matter. He'll heal, but we're up a good bit. We're generating more cards as we seek. Yeah. We're ready to start popping off. Get Zoe, I guess typical Star Chart. We're gonna get Sketcher going. It's too much GGs from there. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the Zoe Vi Deck. As you can see, just tons of different stuff. Your opponent has a very difficult time trying to figure out what to play around, because the deck can, if you're on ladder, you don't know the deck list, consist of so many different cards. And even if you know the general deck, then you still have to play around tons of different things. Again, the invokes, the removal, the Vise, the Zoe, the elusives. So it's very tough to pick your cards to play around, and if you make the wrong call, you can get punished very hard by removal spell or Crescent Strike or stuff like that. Tons of win cons, a lot of fun for sure. So if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to watch me live play these decks at twitch.tv/NicMakesPlays, or just let me know what you feel in the comments below or what videos you guys want to see. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.